Kahani Bar brings you a cocktail of stories in English and in Hindustani. I'm Payal, and today's story is Beyond the Walls, written for you by Neerja K. A story that will tug your heartstrings. Abhilasha, the new IG prison, stepped out of her white ambassador, her polished boots hitting the ground with quiet finality. The air in the prison yard tensed. Officers snapped to attention, guards whispered. They had heard the stories of this tough IGP. Abhilasha's gaze lifted to the towering gates. Gates that had once trapped her mother, that had stolen her childhood, that had buried the truth. And yet, today they opened for her. She marched forward, her presence commanding, her bearing authoritative, and her gaze magnetic. The gates groaned shut behind her, this time by her command. A row of officers stood with garlands. She accepted them in silence, passing them to her bodyguard. Then she saw him. A frail elderly man stood at the far end of the row of prison staff. His uniform hung loose over his thin frame. In his trembling hands, he held a bouquet of fresh flowers from the prison garden. Yes, he was the gardener who tended the lawns outside the IG prison's office. Gopal Singh. For Abhilasha, he was Gopal Kaka. Looking at him, 1,000 frames from her memory flashed in front of her eyes. Their eyes met. A soft smile floated on their lips, and their eyes became moist. Some officers moved to push him back. Abhilasha quickened her pace. The moment she reached him, she took the bouquet with both hands, and then, to everyone's shock, she bent down and touched his feet. A stunned silence followed. Tears burned behind her eyes, but she held herself steady. This was the man who had once given her a dream of seeing the world beyond these walls where she was born. He was the one who kindled the fire that made her want to break free and take flight from this cage to the skies beyond. Not many knew that Abhilasha had been born in one of the prison cells here, in this very prison. Her mother Suhasini was not a murderer, yet she was serving a sentence for life. She was a woman silenced by power. Her father, Raghav, had died trying to protect her honor, and she was framed for her own husband, Raghav's murder. That night, Vikram Singh, the man Raghav worked for as an accountant, a man who considered himself untouchable, had sent Raghav away on an errand. Vikram Singh had had his eye on Suhasini from the moment she had entered the gates of his palatial bungalow. Coyly newly-wed bride following her husband to the staff quarters. That night, believing his path was clear, Vikram Singh had headed to the staff quarters where he found Suhasini alone. She had her back to the door and she was chopping vegetables. He could not get luckier. He thought this was his chance. But fate had other plans. Raghav had forgotten his wallet and he had returned. He had walked in to find Vikram forcing himself on Suhasini. Raghav was stunned. The kitchen knife from Suhasini's hand had slipped to the floor next to her feet. He could not reach it. Instead, he charged at his boss with a nearby chair. The struggle was short. A chair crashing, Vikram grabbing the knife and going straight for Raghav's heart, plunging it several times into his chest. And the game was over in seconds. Blood everywhere. Suhasini frozen in disbelief. Vikram Singh, a man who had built an empire on deceit, had done what he did best. He rewrote the truth. By the time the police arrived, Raghav lay lifeless in a pool of blood. The knife was in Suhasini's trembling hands. She was shivering and pale. She could pass out any moment. The lady constable held her firmly and put handcuffs on her trembling hands. And Vikram Singh? He played the grieving employer who had arrived too late. The trial was swift, a wealthy man's word against a broken woman's silence. Who would believe her even if she spoke? Suhasini never fought back. Her grief swallowed her whole. She did not care what happened to her. She had lost her husband of 3 months. Her life was with him, not without him. The sentence was for life. And then she learned she was pregnant. She didn't know whether to cry in despair or in hope. But one thing changed within her. She wanted to live. She wanted to bring her child into the world. She was blessed with a baby girl. She named her Abhilasha, a wish, a desire, an inspiration. Abhilasha's first steps were taken on cold prison floors. Her first lessons came not from books, but from the stories of women with haunted eyes. She learned to dream from a man who refused to let her fate be sealed, Gopal Kaka, the prison gardener. One day, I will come back and sit in the IG's chair, she had promised him, a little girl with too much fire in her eyes. Gopal Kaka had smiled, patted her head, and said, I will wait. The prison ran a small school for the children who had nowhere else to go but to be with their mothers behind bars. Abhilasha was the brightest of them all. The then IG prison took special interest in her and arranged special classes. Abhilasha cleared her 10th grade at just 14. Gopal Kaka taught her to aspire, to grow wings and to make them strong, so that when the time came, she could spread them wide and soar the skies. But fate was merciless. At 16, just after she topped her 12th grade exams, she lost Suhasini, her mother, to a fatal illness, a death as silent and as cruel as her life had been. That day, as Abhilasha lit her mother's funeral pyre, she made another promise. I will bring the truth to light, and I will destroy the man who destroyed us. With special permission, Abhilasha stayed on in the prison, teaching the children in the prison school. She had nowhere else to go. Like her 10th and 12th, she completed her graduation privately. In the evenings, she sat with Gopal Kaka, who brought the outside world alive for her with his stories about the world beyond these walls, stories of trust and love. Also, the stories of deceit and cruelty, of beauty and ugliness. He was actually preparing her for the life outside those walls. And then began her greatest struggle, clearing the IPS exam. What kept her going was the rage, the loss, the ache, and the promise to clear her mother's name. She fought, she endured, and she won. When she finally left the prison, it was for good. Vikram Singh had spent years burying every trace of his crime, but no one can silence the past forever. She found the outhouse cook, a terrified aging man who had spent decades burning in guilt. Fear had stolen his voice. Until now. He had seen everything that night. He was the only eyewitness, but Vikram Singh did not know this. With his testimony and forensic evidence from the long-forgotten crime scene, Abhilasha shattered the case wide open. Vikram Singh was arrested. For the world, it was a fall from grace. For Abhilasha, it was retribution. And today, as she walked the prison yard, her eyes locked onto the rows of inmates. And there he was, Vikram Singh, her father's murderer and her mother's perpetrator, a shadow of the man he once was. His once expensive clothes had been replaced by a prisoner uniform. The arrogance in his eyes had dimmed. replaced by something hollow and in a perpetual state of shock. Abhilasha strode toward him. He looked up. Their eyes met. For a moment, silence stretched between them. Then she spoke, her voice cold and measured, her eyes piercing his soul. "Welcome home, Vikram Singh." His jaw clenched. He said nothing. She leaned in, not in threat, but in victory. "Do you remember my mother?" she whispered. His fist curled, his breath hitched. He did. And now he would live every day behind the same walls where she had suffered. She walked to the office that had invited her ever since she was a little girl. Gopal Kaka stood at the entrance waiting. She stopped before him. "I told you I'll come back." His old eyes glistened, his hands folded in silent blessing. Abhilasha entered the IG's office. As she sank into the chair, she was no longer just an officer. She was Suhasini's daughter, the girl who was born in a prison cell, but the wall could not hold her. That little girl was today a woman who had shattered those walls. Signing off for now, until I bring you another story from Kahani Bar. This is Payal. Until we meet again, take care.